This is Syllabrew. Get smart with me as we learn 5 vocabulary words worth knowing in just a few minutes. 5 smart words for the future that may be closer than we think. Today's 5 words are superintelligence, longevity, nanotechnology, immersive, and threshold. These are future-facing words, but they are also useful words. They help us talk about artificial intelligence, longer life, tiny technology, virtual worlds, and major turning points without getting lost in hype. Some predictions may be exaggerated, some timelines may be too early, some may turn out to be real. Either way, better words help us think more clearly. Our first word is superintelligence. Superintelligence means intelligence far beyond the best human minds in most or all areas. A superintelligent system would not just be fast, it could potentially reason, invent, strategize, and solve problems at a level humans can't match. Artificial intelligence is already changing work, creativity, search, software, and education. But superintelligence is a much bigger idea. It describes a possible future where machine intelligence moves beyond human-level ability. Here's that word in a sentence. If artificial intelligence reaches superintelligence, the world could change faster than our people and institutions can respond. Another example. Superintelligence is exciting to some people and terrifying to others because it raises questions about control, safety, and power. Word number 2, longevity. Longevity means long life or the ability to live for a long time. But in today's futurist world, longevity does not just mean eating vegetables and taking walks, although those still matter. It can also refer to efforts to slow aging, repair damage in the body, extend health span, and maybe one day radically extend human life. Health span is the period of life spent in good health. Lifespan is how long someone lives overall. The dream is not just more years, the dream is more healthy years. Here's that word in a sentence. Longevity research is shifting the conversation from treating disease to slowing the biological process of aging itself. Another example, for many futurists, longevity is not about living forever. It is about staying alive long enough to benefit from better medicine. Word number 3, nanotechnology. Nanotechnology means technology that works at an extremely tiny scale, often at the level of atoms and molecules. The word nano means very small. A nanometer is 1/1,000,000th of a meter. Nanotechnology already exists in real products and research, but futurists often imagine much more advanced versions. Tiny machines, molecular repair, targeted medicine, and materials with properties we cannot easily create today. Here are some more sentences using this word. Nanotechnology could make future medicine more precise by targeting problems at the cellular or molecular level. Another example. The promise of nanotechnology is not just smaller machines, it is better control over matter itself. Word number 4, immersive. Immersive means making you feel like you are inside an experience instead of just watching it from the outside. A movie can be immersive if it pulls you fully into the story. A video game can be immersive if the world feels believable. A virtual reality experience is immersive because it tries to make a digital space feel like a place you are actually inside. In future technology, immersive often refers to digital worlds that feel more real, more physical, and more emotionally convincing. That includes virtual reality, augmented reality, and the dream of fully simulated experiences where the user feels present inside another world. Here's an example of the word in a sentence. The next generation of virtual reality may become more immersive, making digital spaces feel less like screens and more like places. Another example. An immersive experience can be powerful because it does not just show you something, it makes you feel surrounded by it. Word number 5, Threshold. A threshold is the point where you cross from one place, stage, or condition into another. In a doorway, the threshold is the strip at the bottom that you step over, but the word is also used for bigger turning points when something changes from one state into another. A civilization can cross a technological threshold. A person can cross a psychological threshold. A business can cross a financial threshold. In futurist conversations, threshold is a very useful word because it describes the moment when something stops being theoretical and starts changing everyday life. Here's that word in a sentence. Humanity may be approaching several major technological thresholds at the same time. Another example. The internet crossed a threshold when it went from being a niche tool to something ordinary people used every day. Let's bring all 5 words together. Superintelligence means intelligence beyond human-level ability. Longevity means long life, especially a longer, healthy life. Nanotechnology means technology at the scale of atoms and molecules. Immersive means making you feel like you are inside an experience instead of just watching it from the outside. Threshold means a point of major change. Here's one sentence using all 5 of those words. If superintelligence, longevity research, nanotechnology, and immersive virtual worlds all advance quickly, humanity may be approaching a threshold unlike anything in history. There is a lot happening in that sentence, but it makes sense and gives us a better way to talk about the future without getting lost in hype. Some predictions will be wrong. Some timelines will be too optimistic. Some breakthroughs will take longer than people expect. Better words help us separate hype from possibility and possibility from reality. Because when the future starts arriving, people who know the terminology usually understand those developments faster. Today's 5 words were superintelligence, longevity, nanotechnology, immersive, and threshold. Got a word you've heard but never quite understood? Leave it in the comments, and I may use it in a future Syllabrew episode. Make sure to check the show notes for the spellings of these words. Thanks for listening to Syllabrew. You can support the podcast at buymeacoffee.com/whythankyou.